Live.
Now live.
Been up in the world.
All right, welcome to a
shit.
very special edition of the Fireside Chronicles.
Here you
I'm very excited for this one. It's my last one for 2 weeks. I'm going to be out next week. And I'm drinking something really awesome I'm excited to talk about. So this is, we'll start with this. This is a Four Roses single barrel strength store pick from Kenwood Liquors. It's the OBSQ recipe. But the thing that's really cool about this bottle is that the barrel it came from was selected by the store on my birthday this year. And so I was waiting for this one to come in because the guy speaks really highly of it, and pretty pumped up to give it a shot. I've got a Fratello Blanco cigar, which I know nothing about. I pulled it out of a bag of cigars. And Tyler, which we're now officially allowed to say. No, we're allowed to say it.
Oh, really?
Who's Tyler?
This is Tyler, everybody.
Tyler who? AKA Burks.
AKA Burks. I'd like to hear what you got for us today.
So, Punta Agave añejo. That's what I'm drinking on. I was drinking on we went late on purpose, by the way, guys. Drinking on a Brewdog Elvis juice. It's grapefruit infused IPA. And now I have, if you saw my post like last week, you saw I was drinking this blueberry lemonade shandy from Sagatuck, whatever they're called.
Michigan?
Yeah, I one too.
Yeah. And I'm smoking on a Padron 80 year. That's what I'm smoking on. So, yeah.
You got any more than grapefruit?
Sure. What you got for us, Jason?
Well,
Oh. Yeah. What you got for us?
On Benji?
this is who me?
Yes.
Um,
I'm just waiting on
I don't
this
know.
to
I
come
thought
out.
we might talk about how
When do you want to talk in?
LeBron James got his ass back inside the playoffs.
I didn't thought y'all was going to wait
I
until
knew your ass
right
in
in
on
on
this shit. I knew it.
I don't know. I
I
think
knew
our
it.
fan base wants it and expects it at this point.
Yeah, they kind of knew it was coming.
Our text chain in this neighborhood has been fucking blowing up in ways over these last few days, in ways that it hasn't in a very long time.
5 a.m. text messages.
We've been having a lot of fun with it, and LeBron. One game he left the court early. The other game he refused to shake hands with the other team.
Wait, left the court early when he wasn't even injured?
Yeah, he wasn't injured.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I understand, and just seems like something that we should discuss here on a
But he's done that
very
before.
special episode of
Everyone
Fireside
fucking
Chronicles.
does that. Everyone fucking does.
That's almost like the Pistons not shaking hands with the Bulls, right? When they
They
eliminated
never
him?
fucking shake hands at all.
I mean, at some point, dude, especially when you got a rivalry. But I mean, even though his wasn't a rivalry, they were just dethroned. So you're supposed
I
to
don't want to
offer.
hear all
You're
the
supposed
damn.
to offer.
I don't want to hear all the damn
supposed to offer
MJ
good luck
fan
to
excuses.
whoever.
No,
you're
you
moving
don't.
on to the next round, dude.
I haven't shook hands. I have not shaken hands. I have not shaken hands with a team. Line up and shook hands with a team like you do when you're in Little League and shit. Ever since I started high school.
Well, they do it in pro football.
No, they don't.
They
Pay
deal at
attention.
prey.
Shit
They deal at
football.
prey together.
No,
Pay
they go.
attention to
They
the
go.
game when it's over.
They go
Pay attention
over.
to the game when
They
it's
go
over.
over to their friends, and they say, "Good game."
They lock it up. They clap it up.
No,
with
they
whoever.
don't. They don't do that shit. They don't even do the shit.
They don't line it up, but I'm saying they
They
show.
don't even do it in
They
college.
show some sportsmanship, is what I'm saying,
They don't even do it in college on what sportsmanship you want them to show.
dude.
They do in college basketball.
You
No,
can
they
miss me
don't.
with
Sure they
that,
did. They
dog.
didn't this year because of COVID. Previous years, the
No.
team would. Yeah, sure they would. And college basketball game ends. They go. They do the
What,
line.
College, they don't do that damn shit in
You're
NBA,
about-
basketball,
you're-
NBA basketball.
No, they don't
When
do
was
it
the
like
last
that.
time you
No,
ever
they
saw
don't
NBA
line up.
basketball
No, they
line
don't
up to
line
say,
They don't
good
line
game,
They
good
don't.
game,
They
good
don't
game,
line
good
up.
game,
They
good
do
game.
not line up. But they usually, when they're leaving the court, everybody out there, you got one team celebrating, one team pissed off. you get a few of them that's gonna congratulate, even though
Yeah,
he's
a
mad
few.
that they
A
lost.
few.
Well,
Just like you said, a
he's
few.
the GOAT, remember?
And the
The
supposed
GOAT ain't
leader.
got that in him to
and the
say, hey
supposed
man, look,
leader
we
of
got our
the-
ass kicked.
No. You said a few. If I don't want to go out there and shake your damn hand because I'm pissed off at my team, fucking AD is injured once again. Fucking Drummond
Somebody
didn't do
tell you how to
shit.
go pick
Drummond
Dr.
didn't do
Glass,
shit.
goddamn.
Caldwell didn't do shit.
Got Dr. Glass.
Fucking
Sinner.
Mark Gasol didn't do
Put him in
shit.
that purple suit in the wheelchair.
That shit was
The
hilarious.
man is
Oh,
fucking 36
man.
years old. He's 36 years old. I'm 35. When I was over here dunking on his rim, I had fucking short. I had
Let's
knee
not talk
pains
about
all
the 40
over.
tries it took you to make that dunk.
I made a fucking dunk though. And I'm
I got
35.
video of the 25 misses before you got.
Yeah,
the
but
one
you only
dunk.
submit the one to Dude Perfect, right?
Exactly.
That's true.
I got the one. And my knees hurt for weeks after that.
All
So
right.
this man, 36, only played 2 games.
Weeks?
I'll say this though. I'm gonna be the media. He did sign Devin Booker. He did take his jersey off, give it to Booker. Not backstage, but in the locker room.
Right.
He was talking to Booker and all that.
Hugged him, wish him
But
good
that's the
luck and
Booker
everything.
busted his ass all night.
He dropped about 47, didn't he?
Hey, Booker had a good game.
Yeah.
He had a great game.
You know what? When Booker left the draft, when Booker left Kentucky after his freshman year, I thought that was the biggest mistake. I was like, he ain't gonna do shit with it.
He was ready.
He proved.
I mean, he didn't go against it. Like, LeBron James is not a defender anymore.
But I'm just saying in general. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying in
KCP
general.
was hobbled.
Booker, when he scored
Oh,
that,
Booker is an all-star. Booker is
when
definitely
he
a
scored
beast.
70 something in the garden,
Booker is a beast.
even
man.
though the last like 8 minutes they just feeding him the ball.
All right,
Right.
let's put this on hold for a minute. Let's talk about we're tasting something today. Are we not?
Oh yeah.
Let's jump.
Brought to you by The Rock.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Doo-doo-doo.
Do you cook tequila?
Yeah, you cook tequila. So
What
we're
you
gonna
making,
be
Jason?
doing a taste testing of Teremana
Fair enough.
Reposado. So Unc already has some.
Yep.
I'm surprised he's been quiet over there.
I got to warm up, man.
How are the notes, Unc?
the notes? Are they
What do you
vanilla
think so
or
far?
no?
You know what? It's like when you eat your first taste. You know what, man?
This man.
So you're hooked on Teremana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Teremana.
Teremana for life.
Yeah,
Right.
it's got a strong fish flavor to it, bro. No, it's good. It's good shit, man. My bad. It's good shit.
It's
I
really
made it cold because The Rock always drinks his cold.
Oh, that's the Rock's.
on the
But
rocks.
LeBron's still on some pussy shit, though. You know what I'm saying?
How many times did Mike lose in the first round?
But nigga, you was 2 when Mike.
Well, LeBron's catching him though.
What?
He's gaining pace now that he's been eliminated in the first
Really?
round.
How many
Mike
times-
was
how many
retired
times
at
did
age
Mike-
36.
How many times did Mike get dethroned?
So wait,
What are you
but
talking about? He got dethroned.
so it was one of
by the
those times
fucking
against the
Magic.
Celtics when the
In the
Celtics
Eastern
had one of their
Conference, he's come
greatest
to
teams
Rock.
ever.
With a champ.
Bro, I was gonna say they get dethroned then.
He got dethroned in the same exact way LeBron just got dethroned. Are you kidding me?
He ain't never
He
been
lost in the
dethroned.
playoffs.
He's never been dethroned.
Because he wanted to retire after he had a three-peat. He wanted to
He
fucking.
did what
He
he
got
had to do.
dethroned.
If your
He got
if your pop
dethroned.
got smoked, you
He
would
got
quit
dethroned the season.
Too. Who
that-
would? Your mind ain't right. You ain't focusing
There's
on.
so many athletes
Come on,
that
man.
parents have died during the season, and they went out
They
and
probably
completed
take
the season.
damn season off.
No, they don't.
Not like that. Murder.
Anthony Townsend.
Oh yeah, murder. That's different.
Come on,
No, he
man.
did get murdered though, bro.
He got
It's
murdered.
not like it
with-
was like
Yes,
that.
he did.
He got no. I didn't say he didn't. I said he got
Oh.
murdered. And R.I.P. I don't want to seem like an insensitive person, but there's been people that have parents that died. No matter if your parent got murdered or if they died.
It's a difference, dude. If
It's
if
not,
my
though, man.
mom dies from cancer, if my mom
right,
dies
no,
from
no, no.
natural causes,
None of
but
that. None of that.
it's compared to being murdered,
No.
that's a big difference.
It is a big difference.
That's
I'm gonna be honest with
Didn't
you.
Isaiah
My
Thomas's
parents
like twin sister
died.
die? And
that's a huge.
Right.
Oh yeah,
My parents died.
Isaiah. Okay,
My
yeah.
parents
right,
died.
like right before the
Car
playoffs
accident,
or
car
something.
Yeah.
Car accident.
Yeah, and he still played, right?
Exactly. He still played. He went out and balled out in the honor of his sister. But if my parent dies, it doesn't matter how my parent dies. If my
There's a
parent
difference
dies,
between being murdered and dying of like.
yes, there is.
There's
It's
a
a
big
shot.
difference. There's a big difference.
It's not because your parent is gone. It's not a big difference. It's a difference, but it's not a big difference because your parents
huge-
are gone.
if my
Here's
mom,
what I'd say. Here's what I'd say. If you have a parent that gets cancer, and that cancer lasts 6 months, a year, some cases longer, throughout this time, mentally, you're preparing for this death.
You're not.
And you are.
I'm telling you from
You
a
are.
kid. I'm telling you from a kid whose mother was on her deathbed. It had to be in a self-induced coma, and she called me before she went into self-induced coma, crying because that was possibly the last time I would speak to her.
Sure.
There was no preparing for my mother potentially dying there. That was different. If my mother died,
Is
I'd
that
be
what
just
eventually
as
did
sad.
kill her?
No, she's still here.
So
God-
it's hard to have that
No,
perspective.
It is
you know?
it's not hard to have that perspective
it didn't
because
happen.
it's hard. It's not hard to have that perspective because my parent was right there on her deathbed. My grandfather, when I was moving to New York, the last time I saw my grandfather, I gave him a kiss on his forehead and I started crying because I knew that was the last time I was going to see my grandfather.
But there's preparation. If
it
somebody
don't
just gets
matter.
murdered like this, there's no preparation
No.
to say, hey, I got to say goodbye finally. Like they're murdered, they're done. You didn't know that this was going to be the last time
Okay,
you saw them.
well, I said it's different, but it's not a huge difference because your
It's a
parent
huge
is
difference.
No, it's not because
And
your
the fact
parent
that
is dead.
somebody took their life as
parent
opposed
is
to natural
dead.
causes.
I don't even know how I got here. I want to get off this topic
Yeah, it's a
because
rough topic.
I'm getting too emotional.
It's a rough topic.
Because I'm thinking about my grandparents. You know, and I'm thinking about that time when I literally got a phone call going to practice. I got a phone call from my mother about this. There's no preparing for that. There's no from someone that was right there in that position. That parent, God,
I think
God,
we've all experienced.
you know,
Yeah, everybody's
I've
experienced
experienced both,
loss. And
you know.
also, in Tyler's defense there, everybody does relate to loss in a different way
Right.
than everybody else.
Everybody.
But to
does.
Brad's
Right.
point, if it hits you just like that, it's
I've
knocking
had-
you straight on your ass. But
I've had stuff hit me just like
no,
that.
I'm saying like when my father passed, heart attack, boom, no preparation, none of that.
Right.
Same here.
But
Mm-hmm.
I got relatives that
That was sick.
terminal,
Right. Exactly.
and like okay,
Like
I-
you know they ain't.
it's
gonna be around
almost
much
you're
too
almost
much longer.
relieved that the pain is over, the suffering is over.
Exactly.
So it's
Well, somebody
And
just
again, that
dies.
goes back to everybody dealing with this
it's an
shit.
individual
Yeah,
thing,
everybody
but
deal with
yeah,
things
it's
different.
an individual thing. But
Everybody
You know, my grandfather on my father's side, who I was really close to, just passed away like that.
Yeah.
He just literally was driving down the road, had a stroke, crashed into a tree.
and when you get that phone call, what?
Yeah, it's
Well,
like, whoa, wait, what?
My favorite aunt in the world. My mom, I was in class. My mom called me. My mom never calls me.
Class where?
Like, yeah, you.
You actually went to class?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
okay, I'm just checking.
But I was in class, and my mom called me, and she usually just texts me because she knows I'm in class. She knows my schedule. She calls me again. She texts me, it's like, you need to walk out of class and answer. My aunt, my favorite aunt in the world, had just died from a brain aneurysm just like that.
Yeah.
Never even expected. Never even knew she was sick. And that hurt me just as much as when I got the call that my grandfather had passed, when I knew for years that he was sick and he was gonna be passing any time.
And it's true that everybody does deal with it differently. I mean, there's no
agree.
rhyme or reason to that shit.
I agree.
You
but
know,
I
a lot
just-
of it has to do with how young in your life you experience your first loss, how well you deal with it, all that kind of stuff. And we are getting deep again on this show.
I'm gonna say one last thing. We can move on. But like, I get that, but I just still think someone in your family being murdered is a
little
whole
than
different,
someone
a
dying.
whole different thing.
That's
than
a different
someone-
echelon.
than someone
Dwayne
dying-
Shern agrees.
than
It's
someone
a big
dying
difference.
Who
From,
agrees? Dwayne?
Dwayne Shern.
than someone
All right, Dwayne.
dying from like an instant heart attack
Or Dwayne's
having
Hearn.
cancer. Like, I mean, I'm not disrespecting anybody that's had that, but it's just because that's shit that you can't really control. You can't control when somebody be murdered, but like the fact that someone actually took
Right,
their
their
life,
life.
that's
Right,
why
right.
that's why I feel like it's
No,
a
I
whole
understand.
different level.
I think that
It is.
I
I had
think
a
what,
sister that was murdered, so
yeah.
I can speak to that.
So-
It's like somebody just cuts a piece out of you,
Right.
there
A piece
on
of you,
spot.
right? I just want
Right.
to say a piece of you
You know,
leaves you when you find out something like that
because it's violent.
It's,
It's a
exactly
Right,
violent
right.
Somebody was
ending.
shot
You know.
twice, boom, boom, head,
Right.
executed.
It's
So
different.
you like,
It's,
damn,
it's
whoa.
different from a peaceful passing.
Right.
Right.
You have a different sense of calmness
Yeah.
You know they're not suffering anymore.
Because when someone is murdered, you don't rest, dude. It's like you said, a piece of you is gone
Right.
because you just took my loved one. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's a difference, dude.
Well-
It hits everybody different, but the reaction, back to where we got on this topic, everybody reacts to stuff different.
Yeah,
And I
everyone
don't
does.
knock them for
100% everyone does.
calling it quits.
You know, and if that was what MJ felt was best for him, I'm not gonna knock him for it because we all understand it. You know,
And let's be honest, that that day and age, now we're looking at closing in on 25. At this point, it's 25
Yeah, that
years
was
ago.
1993, 4. So,
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't cool to talk about mental health in that day.
93.
but
MJ couldn't have come out and go, listen, I'm having a really hard time with this. I've got to step back and get some therapy and do that. That was not really acceptable in the mid 90s the way it is today.
Well, but
You know?
the crazy thing about it in that sense, though, is that in the mid 90s, you had more mental health clinics than you have today, though. Which is crazy to say.
Do you have statistics to back
I don't
that up?
think
Oh, he got
Because
stats
do.
everywhere.
I have a hard
I don't
time.
think so.
I have a hard
I
time.
I
right
worked in psychology. I don't think that's true. I mean, I don't have any stats to back it up, but I'm just saying. I don't
So Dwayne added that his dad was murdered.
Sorry to hear that, Dwayne. Yeah,
Love you, buddy.
Where's he at tonight, man? He should be here.
but
You'll have to come next week, Dwayne.
There
Man,
is no next week.
So-
but
Well, in 3 weeks or whenever.
As a Lakers
Same
fan,
bad time.
LeBron fan,
Same bad time.
did you see it coming? The Suns were gonna whoop their ass.
I saw that once AD went down and you had KCP that
I
was
saw
injured
it.
as well.
Right. As soon as the
You-
Lakers
yeah.
number 1 went down,
The Lakers really go for it. I mean,
as
go
soon
for
as the
it.
Lakers number 1 went down.
Say AD is the Lakers number
They
one.
were
That's cool
fucked.
with me. That's
When
cool.
he won A, LeBron won B.
Well, no, well, shit.
Well, when he lost his
Well, y'all
original.
about-
They
make
wouldn't
some
have
shit
won.
up.
No, they wouldn't have won that championship
wheels
last
turning.
Right,
year.
you about to make some shit up.
No,
What can I say
no.
to piss this man off?
So
Right.
you honestly think they would have won the championship last year without AD?
I don't think that
I don't
any.
think-
No
I
way.
don't think that
I
any
don't
team.
think so.
No, no.
He hit
I'm-
that
I'm
fadeaway
honest with you.
three
Listen,
against.
listen to me. I'll agree with you. LeBron is not winning that championship last year without AD. But there has been no team that you
Can you
look
zoom
at
in?
in
Can you
NBA
zoom in and have
history.
to say that one more time?
We'll do that in post
Look,
production.
listen to me. And there's no team in NBA history that you can look at and say this one star won it all by themselves.
No,
Because
it's a
you
team sport. So no,
exactly,
of course not.
exactly. So
But
so
it's
why
just that
so
I
why
guess,
not?
I guess what we said and what we be getting on you about is that you say LeBron's the GOAT.
No, he says LeBron is like a heavenly figure. LeBron.
But
shit,
that's what GOAT means,
LeBron
right?
shit don't even stink. You know what I'm saying?
That's what y'all
God of
MJ
all things.
That's what I'm
fanboys
saying.
be. See, and we had this
LeBron
conversation.
does no wrong.
see, this is the thing. We had this conversation yesterday.
What?
And then
Oh, in the
and we
backyard?
had
And
this
every day.
conversation in Mike's backyard yesterday. And y'all asked me who I think is GOAT. LeBron's not even my GOAT. Bill Russell's my GOAT. But when you talk about MJ versus LeBron, then to me LeBron is better than MJ.
Oh damn.
Oh, Robert Orr.
Yeah. He was clutch.
Seven
Seven
rings.
rings.
Yo, 7 rings.
Which is more than LeBron? How many is
It's
LeBron?
more than MJ too.
Yeah. But not more than.
Ask the viewers who is the. What do they think? Who is the greatest all
Yeah,
time?
can we get anybody chiming in?
Does anybody think Khalid El Amin is the.
Yo, I mean, we probably have all MJ fans in there. Those are the only ones that-
Anybody under 35, man.
You might have a couple teenagers that zoom in and
Oh, man, it's a 21 and over show.
You might have some Kobe's come in there.
See,
right.
we
Yeah.
looked at, we looked
These
at
are all
this stat.
fantastic players, and you know me.
Tim Duncan.
Everybody here knows me, knows I'm not a basketball fan on the level of everybody else
Fundamentally,
here.
yes.
But in my mind, the reason
For his
Jordan
position?
gets it every time, without any question, is there is no LeBron without Jordan. He never happens.
But now you're talking about the impact of the game, which
Right, and that
Which-
is
which-
factored in. How could you not factor that in?
I put two different categories
You know?
because if you ask me about the impact on the game, and I admitted this yesterday, I admit it all the time. I've never disagreed with MJ being the GOAT when it comes to the impact of the game. When it comes when it
To
comes
me,
to
MJ's the GOAT when you factor in all things. That's what it comes down
no,
to.
when I say purely playing the game of basketball, to me it's Bill Russell, LeBron James, and then MJ. When it comes to the overall impact and the success of the game and who made the game to what it is today, it's MJ hands down all day, every day.
So the GOAT.
He changed
you'll
changed
like
sports
this.
period, not just
You'll
the
like
NBA.
this. You'll like this.
Because
I even said this
wasn't just
yesterday.
in basketball.
'Cause
His
you're a
impact hit
Yankees
all
fan.
sports.
And
Worldwide.
globally.
Hit all sports.
Yeah.
So Jason wants to hear this.
Go ahead,
So
listen.
I even said this yesterday. I said there is no baseball without Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
He's not the GOAT at playing the game of baseball, but when you're talking about the overall impact on the game of baseball, you
But
got to
see,
give it
I
to
don't.
Babe Ruth.
For me, I don't. When I'm thinking about these things, I don't separate it out. For me, if you're saying who is the greatest player of all time, you have to factor in on the court, off the court, impact on the game, how many players started playing simply because of that person. You know, all this stuff, like it all comes into it. You can't just say LeBron's the GOAT because of his actions on the, like, it's, LeBron
No.
never picks up a basketball if it's not
Yes,
the
he
court.
does. He doesn't
Not
wear
in
the
the way
number
that he ended up
23.
doing.
Yes, he
Well,
does.
with his size,
Not in the- not
there
in
was
the
plenty of
80s.
basketball shoved in his hands, right?
Right.
I mean, just
He's
by his
playing
pure size, we're like,
basketballs,
you're playing basketball.
footballs, You know, even baseballs at his size. You know,
They said
LeBron
he
is
was-
more.
he was a
more
football
Oscar
player.
Roberts.
Before, right?
He would have
Right,
been a
he was a
stud
great
tight
tight
end.
end.
He would have been a
Right.
stud tight end.
Oscar Robertson is more of, well, LeBron plays more like Oscar Robertson than MJ.
The Big O.
Overall, yeah. Overall, he's more Oscar Robertson style, or
Well, I didn't see,
Big
I
Magic.
didn't see Oscar Robertson,
Or
so
a
I
big-
can say Magic.
Yeah, or a Big Magic.
Yeah, he's
Not-
a Magic Johnson type player.
Right, not
Just
like Michael.
more advanced, meaning he could
Who?
jump higher than Magic.
LeBron?
LeBron is more of a Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson type of player.
I don't know.
Magic's the
I
better
think
passer.
Magic was. I don't know who's the better shooter because they both. Magic jumper was
LeBron
flimsy
better than
back in the early '80s,
Nobody can run the floor like Magic.
but Magic was the man.
Right.
Nobody can see
Dog.
the floor. like
Magic
Magic.
has
Magic
the
had
smarts
big
too. I
hands.
think Magic's one of the smartest players to ever play
Didn't,
basketball.
didn't Magic win, what was it, like high school? He won high school championship, college, and NBA, like within, was it 3 years in a row? Or was it within 4
Hey,
years?
we're live on
No, no.
Something
Instagram.
like that?
What's going on, bro?
We're live on Instagram.
We're live on
so-
Instagram, so if you don't want to be on camera, you can sit off camera if you don't want to be on.
Oh no, I already put him
You want
on.
to be on, just
Too late.
Too late.
What's good, bro?
What's up, buddy?
But I mean,
What's going on, sir?
if you're looking, if you're looking at, if you want to package, the whole thing together by what you just said, your GOAT is. Yes, I will say Magic. I will say Michael Jordan is a GOAT, and that
Yeah,
sits.
I mean,
And that sits.
I just don't personally, for me, in sports in
Same
general,
shit.
I don't think you can have the GOAT conversation without factoring in all things.
No,
You
because
can't just say he was the greatest shooter, or he was the greatest guard, or the greatest.
You can.
like,
I 100%.
but like it
But
doesn't
it-
work that way for me. Like you're gonna say
In
the
your
greatest player
mind,
of all time.
yeah.
You have to talk impact on the sport. That's part of the deal.
Well, I put
You
it
know?
this way. When it comes to baseball, I said the overall
Nobody
impact
grab
of the
one
sport. Well, I said the overall impact of the sport is Babe Ruth because there's no baseball without Babe Ruth. But when I talk about the greatest player to ever play the game of baseball, is Bob Gibson. The man had to change the
I think
mound twice.
I think in baseball you have to do pitcher or player,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
You
know,
can call Bob
Will-
Gibson the
Willie
greatest.
Mays-
you can call him the best pitcher for sure,
Willie
You can
Mays.
call him the best pitcher.
but best player is tough.
The man, they changed the mound twice for Bob Gibson. They lowered the mound twice because Bob Gibson was that dominant.
And that's only because you're not counting
Hey, what's
second
the drink,
page.
Jonathan? We got
And
whiskey.
all those
Well, it's
guys.
like Wayne Gretzky in hockey. They changed the rules of hockey because of Wayne Gretzky.
And I said
You
Wayne
know,
Gretzky
like-
is the greatest of NHL of all time.
I think that's an easy one,
100
right? I don't know if anybody argues that.
120
Maybe they do, but maybe people say like Bobby
Like
Orr or something.
125
I don't know.
Right. But then
Who?
we went to soccer. We went to
Yeah.
soccer and we said Pele.
Wonderful.
I used to have a
was the
stick.
greatest soccer player to ever.
Who?
We said Pele was the greatest soccer player to ever play because of his. Because when it comes to the
It's
impact
four
on the game.
roses. Barrels.
What about just best
And,
athlete?
talking about it
Not
earlier,
necessarily. They
this
don't even
barrel
have to
was
be the
selected
best
by the
person in their
sport
sport
on my
ever,
birthday.
See,
but just the
that's why-
best athlete of all
That's
time,
why
any
Jordan
sport.
That's tough.
I know.
Yeah, you gotta put Usain Bolt in
Usain
that
Bolt.
category.
Usain
Okay.
Bolt is the fastest.
He tried to play soccer for a little bit, but fastest doesn't mean like if you can't catch a ball though or something or.
What's her name?
You have to put
Hey,
Michael
AJ.
Phelps in that conversation
Not just
too.
Phelps, the gymnast.
I know you
Simone
talking about-
Biles?
Yeah,
Biles.
Simone Biles. You got to
I mean,
put Serena
dude,
Williams as well.
It's different athletes, but when you talk about
What
the
about Bo
impact on
Jackson?
Sports.
Yes, Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Bo would be
See,
another
Bo
one.
Jackson doesn't
Bef-
get the nod as the greatest at any one thing, but he was one of the greatest
But
athletes of all.
in his brief prime before he got hurt,
The
Look,
greatest
like, he was a
ambassador for
freak.
sports
When you
Oh,
can
yeah.
is
run,
Muhammad Ali. The greatest
Yeah.
ambassador
See,
for
yeah.
sports, period.
when
That's
you
why
can
no one will ever
run,
dethrone
when you
him
can
as
run
the
on
greatest
the
of all.
fence,
That's why he been
when you
crowned
run
the greatest.
sideways on the
For the
fence,
sport.
He's the greatest
you
ambassador.
are the greatest
Right, right.
athlete of all time.
He's the most recognized sports.
what
figure
about
in the world. Muhammad
Jim
Ali.
Brown? Because
Muhammad
Jim Brown
Ali
was
was.
considered like the best lacrosse player in the
Yeah.
People
What about-
still say he's the best lacrosse player of all time.
Jim
some
Brown was
people.
before his time, man. He was,
Right.
he
What
was
about
just-
Dwayne Johnson?
The Rock. He
Hey,
played college
Hey,
football.
University of Miami.
Speaking of the
Right.
neighborhood rock, you cut off. Showed up.
Huh?
We
We drinking the Rock
What
tequila.
up, La
Yeah,
Rosa?
we drinking-
drinking nothing after that.
No, we're doing the
It's
tasting
Stowe
of the
Willis.
Rock Tequila of Teremana.
You got to pull a chair from up there.
Assets
By
over
the way,
liabilities.
Have you had
You
some of
got
this?
your intro.
What's happening? Liquor store
Big
Willis.
Stowe
What's
Willis?
happening? What's up?
Did you run here or bike?
Bike now. I was gonna run, but
So,
Another glass.
B,
I'll tell you out there
B,
running early.
tell the camera what you think of the Rocks Tequila.
Now you want to call me?
Oh, hold on,
my
hold on.
whole name,
Right,
social
right.
security
Government
number.
name and shit.
Hey, so this is a
Listen to the
reposado,
podcast
right?
early.
Oh, yeah?
This is a reposado.
Yeah, it's Reposado.
It's actually better than what I thought it was gonna be. I think this might be one of the
All right, I'm going to step
second
away
or
for a
third reposados I've ever tried.
Got to get a
Like,
glass
I would
for
buy
the
a
new
bottle.
guy.
Man. I've had his the Blanco. I've had
So the Blanco's like $25,
Yeah,
and that one's like 40 or
it's
something.
like 32, 33.
32. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't
For,
mess with Blancos anymore, though.
oh,
But the reposado is like the second or third one I've had. I would buy a bottle of that.
Yeah, that's
Matter of fact,
pretty
we'll
good
get another
for
pour of it
Reposado,
right now.
Reposados are normally sweet,
Rock tequila.
Yeah.
and that one isn't. You know what I mean? It's not. It's got
What's
a
up, boss? You good?
Yeah, man.
sweet
Had to
scene,
get
but it's
that
not
in there,
overbearing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks.
So it's pretty good. I can only imagine what the añejo tastes like.
They don't have one yet, so we're
Really?
waiting on it.
are they're
So all
doing
you got
it?
is Blanco and Reposado for Rock Tequila.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, only Blanco Reposado.
They make some.
Yeah, that's pretty
Añejo
good, though.
Probably
That one there is pretty good.
You got to post this on
Somebody
his
try to get fucked
Teremana
up, bro.
Tuesday. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it. We gon'
Come on, you guys
We're gonna
follow
tag
The
him
Rock,
in this.
right? It's
we gonna tag The Rock
inspirational.
in this, you know, but who y'all favorite wrestler?
Shawn
Speaking
Michaels.
of The Rock.
Oh,
Shawn Michaels.
see, I go way back.
Like
Y'all
fake
don't-
wrestling or real
Think
wrestling?
The bruiser kind of shit. Y'all don't know about all that shit.
They're gonna let-
Oh, Larry.
Shawn Michaels, hands down.
We gotta do the taste test.
Greatest
Oh,
professional
oh, oh,
wrestler of
oh,
all time? It's Hulk Hogan. There's no discussion about
Man,
that.
dude.
Man,
It's
Randy
because his
Orton,
impact
man,
on the-
what y'all talking
Made it
about?
accessible to
That's
everybody.
the coolest goddamn wrestler of all time.
I was a
He wasn't that
Hulkamaniac. I'm
athletic,
not gonna
though.
lie.
Hogan got goofy.
I
No,
was a
dude, Shawn
Hulkamaniac.
Michaels is
Hogan got
hands
goofy
down.
as shit in his later years, but in
He always
the
was-
Hacksaw Jim Duggan,
I like them.
I saw Jim, Roddy Piper.
Roddy
yeah,
Piper.
that stupid fake.
I
the
was
British
Scorpion.
Bulldog,
I was a Scorpion fan
Junkyard
myself.
dog, baby.
Sting?
Junkyard Dog.
Hey, when
Hey, he used to come out to another
What
one
was it?
place
It was
and just
Hogan.
get.
All them
Hogan
cats
and
dead
Dennis
now,
Rodman
man.
versus
All of them
Karl
dead.
Malone
All
and
of them.
CP.
Yep.
That shit was tight.
Hogan was like
I always
50
thought
at that
Karl
point.
Malone was like real bulky and that motherfucker was ripped.
Yeah.
Like when he fought Dennis Rodman, that dude was ripped.
Karl Malone.
Him and DDP fought Hogan and Dennis Rodman.
Oh, that shit was fake as hell.
It was, yeah.
Right.
I mean, well,
some of them died.
Tequila for breakfast, Stone Cold without a question. Nobody mentioned Stone
Stone
Cold.
Cold Steve
Stone
Austin.
Cold.
He was just more entertaining.
just-
He wasn't like that great.
Tequila
of
for
a-
breakfast. You just like him because you like him slamming the beers over his head and fucking
Yeah.
Jimmy
chugging them.
Superfly Snooker, baby.
There you
man.
go.
Oh, the murderer. The murderer.
The murderer, right? Yeah.
Undertaker.
I'll give a shout out to early 2000s, late 90s guy, the Wall. Remember him? WCW, Sergeant AWOL.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I actually got to be pretty good friends with that dude.
Somebody gonna say Randy Savage.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, Randy
What
Savage.
about,
Randy Macho
what
Man.
about Booker
Yeah,
T?
Remember it was Sergeant Slaughter
T.
back in
Sergeant
the day?
Slaughter.
But he was like just like a brief guy, and then he was gone, right?
And,
And then they sold like GI Joes of
Oh,
them. Remember?
man, Sergeant
They
Slaughter.
sold
Man,
GI
the greatest
Joes of
wrestler
them.
of all time is my mama, dude. She put me in the air. Put my ass to sleep, dude. I'm counting my ass out.
Right now,
Hey, you
not
tapped
about
out,
it.
G.
You
little motherfucker.
And you never did it again, right?
Hell yeah.
You're just sneakier about it.
Candy stole money out that
When I got a
purse,
chance.
Yeah, they don't play about that purse, boy.
So that dude, Wall, Sergeant AWOL, that dude was a big hardcore metal fan. And when I worked at this record label in the early 2000s, he like hit us up, like, "Hey, can we?" Actually, I think we hit him up because he was wearing one of our band's shirts on TV. And it was like 6 months later, I just get a random phone call at the office one day. Is this Jason? I said, "Yeah, he is." His name was Jerry Toot, Tuite.
Jerry too.
And he goes,
The wrestler?
Sergeant AWOL was his
Real
name,
name.
WCW guy.
Oh, I thought it was
And he
Tank.
said,
It's a shitty
"This
name."
is Jerry, I'm the Wall from WCW. It took a while, but they just passed on your email, and I wanna connect with you. I'm gonna be in Chicago next week." And he comes into the office. We were gonna give him all this merch so he could wear it on TV and shit.
Yeah.
But after a few
And he
drinks,
comes in.
I might
I swear to God, I never saw anything like this. He comes in, he's this massive dude, like gigantic.
What's
He
up
just
with
walks
Johnny?
up to me and goes like this.
He worked the day.
And he's got a literal hole in his arm from the steroids. Like, you could actually see into his arm. It was so big and so permanent that he was like, they were shooting him up so much with the steroids. I was like, whoa. He goes, "Yeah, man, you know, it is what it is." And then we gave him, there was this band on Victory
When it was Mark.
label I used to work at called No Innocent Victim. And we gave him this hoodie and this t-shirt from this band. And he puts it on, and there was a pay-per-view that he was a big part of. He walks out of the dressing room, looks right at the camera, and he goes,
with the key.
like across the front of his shirt, while the whole label was gathered at the owner's house watching this pay-per-view, because we knew it was going to happen. It's one of the coolest things ever as
Start
like
moving stuff over yet?
a kid who grew up watching that wrestling shit, man. Like, I was just like, "Oh my God, like, look what he just did." Like, and he was wearing our shit like all over. Like, every time he did an interview, he had a hoodie or a t-shirt on, like something that we had given him. And then he passed away about 10 years ago.
From
in Japan. He
steroids?
was wrestling in Japan, had a heart attack, and just died randomly.
In the ring?
No, not in the ring. No. But
That's-
anyway,
that's-
shout out to him. Sorry I went off the tangent there.
So, but you guys
Great guy.
heard it here first that the WWF is on steroids.
Yeah, right. Nobody knew that.
WCW.
Right.
WWC.
Vince McMahon went that whole court trial.
PWC. No, it's
Nobody
like
knew that. Breaking news, folks.
Best
No,
last
no
thing
one-
before we get off the wrestling. Best wrestling ever. I was a sophomore in high school. I was there when Chris Jericho debuted in WWF. That shit was cold. Him and The Rock.
Oh my God.
Man.
Chris Jericho.
1990. It was August of '99.
I kind of know him.
Allstate Arena.
I kind of know him too, Jericho, because he's a huge metal guy.
Yeah.
He's
He's
got
his
like,
own band.
He's got his own
Fonzie.
band. I've had bands tour with him. Like, I've got all sorts of connections to Jericho. Like, he's a really great guy. Like,
So
tons of people.
Get him out here on the show.
Tons
Oh,
of
yeah.
people I know him extremely well.
I got a question. How many of y'all, when The Rock did the people's eyebrow, how many of y'all try to do it again?
Everybody. Come on, everybody.
Uh,
I wasn't even a
watch
wrestling
wrestling,
fan
man.
anymore
Not
by
like
that
me,
point.
man. I ain't
Everybody.
When
When
Rock
nobody
was
can do
wrestling,
it.
I wasn't watching it. You know what I mean?
You never heard about the people's eyebrow?
I mean, I've seen it, but I don't.
No,
I never tried this.
Let's see your best attempt.
No, let's go see. Oh,
Oh man, fuck that, man. I just said I wasn't, I wasn't into wrestling back at that stage. Shit, man, I go way back to Baron von Rossky and all that shit.
Iron Claw.
Y'all see,
he watched The Rock's grandpa. That's what
Right,
he.
You watched The Rock's dad.
was a wrestler,
Rocky
Johnson.
Johnson, yeah.
Dick
Rocky
the
Johnson.
Bruiser in them. That
Dick the
was-
motherfucking
Dude,
Bruiser,
it was
man.
back in the day. Them
And
wrestlers.
see, now they was really drawing blood,
Yeah,
man.
they was fucking each
Yeah,
other up a little
yeah.
bit. They wasn't as phony as today.
They would carry
but-
razor blades in their wristbands and cut
They was
their
right. They
forehead.
was cutting their foreheads and shit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hogan, you made a career.
Now,
out
them
of
women wrestlers, man, them some sexy motherfuckers. I'm just saying, man.
He
Let's
lied,
let
though, shit.
Pimp G over here
Yeah,
go off on
give
that
give
topic.
5 minutes. Give 5 minutes.
Give us 5
Somebody
minutes
went
on lady wrestlers. Go
No,
ahead.
man, I'm just
Go
saying.
ahead.
It's
Two
Pimp G's
women-
corner here.
Two women with that baby on shit going, man, that's some sexy ass shit. Say that shit don't get you right, boy. I'm just
Tell
saying.
him, G. Tell him.
10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, nigga.
Fuck the tape.
That That's it. It's been a great episode, everybody. Tonight we'll see you next week. My
My
God.
man over here, what the
Oh,
fuck? He's
my
like, what
God.
is 10 o'clock and 2
10
o'clock?
o'clock.
Tell him, Steve.
Hey, no.
Tell him
trying
what
to
it
figure it out.
Tell him what
I'm trying to figure it out
What
myself.
it
What the
is,
hell?
I know it. I'm not gonna say it. You can tell it.
10 o'clock.
You gonna let you go?
Hold on, tell.
No, Stacy gonna tell.
2 o'clock mean.
Hold on.
Got your rag on one side and the lotion on the other side. Goddamn laptop right in front. 10 o'clock, 2
Rag at 2,
o'clock.
rag at 2, yeah, lotion at 2, goddammit.
Oh, no.
These maniacs do not speak
Oh,
for
you can
everyone.
switch it up. You can be on either side, but it's 10 o'clock, 2
Oh,
o'clock.
It depends on what.
Jonathan
God.
right now is wishing he was
Oh,
not on
no.
this.
That shit is hilarious. Oh, no. Shit. You gonna give me that?
Jonathan
Okay.
being silent and shit.
We gotta give now. He's in the crew here. We gotta give him a nickname. Everyone else here's got a
What do you-
nickname, right?
What you want people to know you by?
Fuck LeBron.
Because we got the store Will.
I don't. His name is
Not
I
without
don't.
Kyrie. No.
His name is I don't.
I'm over it.
So we
I'm
got-
Wait, what is it?
over
His
it.
name is I don't.
I don't.
Give a very public shout out to this man right here. My little
No, I don't.
ID. ID for short.
Hold on.
ID.
I gotta shout this out real quick. My little boy the other day had a lemonade stand in front of the house.
I can't get you both on, but
My little dude Max had a
You gonna be
lemonade
hating
stand in front of the house the other day. Jonathan rolls up, buys a glass of lemonade, and gives my kid $20 for it.
Who's Jonathan? That's what's
boom.
I don't. I don't. $20.
ID.
Glass. This is a good man right here. Two glasses. $10 a glass.
$10 a glass,
And I
man.
texted him thank you, and he writes back #support local business.
There you go.
This is the man right over here.
That's what's
Thank
up.
you.
I bet they're gonna have another lemonade stand now.
ID.
That's what's up, man.
You gotta taste it. We just
Or you
give-
want to stick
give
with
me
the
your
whiskey?
opinion of
You
it.
can stick with the whiskey.
Give me your opinion of it. Just a little pour.
I don't want nothing called a peen.
Opinion.
I thought you said a peen. I'm like, hold on.
No.
Tyler got some new shades on and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's got that new socks hat.
I can say Tyler now. All right, Burke.
He went to a Cardinal Sox game and bought a Sox hat as a Cardinals fan.
But I was wearing a Cardinals hat when I was there. And I was sitting behind the Cardinals dugout when I was
He
there.
the only dude at the game Googling shit. You know, the only one with his. You know,
Stats, just in case someone brings up something, I can throw stats at you. Like, who's that guy at third? I never heard of him. Oh, where'd he go to college? What did he? Dude, that dude won like MVP of Central Iowa.
Did you see him and Eric going at it the other night?
Was that E?
That was
Yeah, that was E.
he was,
Oh, yeah.
He was supposed to be here right now.
He
anyway.
told
that was who that was?
Yeah,
Oh, was
yeah.
I not on that?
'Cause
text?
I was-
don't
You
know.
were on the text.
Oh, that's probably the number. You remember you were like, who's number?
There was. I thought it was.
Is that the 1441
Oh,
number?
Oh,
He
okay.
told him to take your LeBron blanket and take your ass to bed.
He was supposed to be here right now.
Yeah, he here.
Oh my
He
God.
should be here.
I forgot about the LeBron blanket. I couldn't
No,
He
told
said
you
he
that.
would've been-
That was
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
You like, nigga, that ain't me.
Right, okay. Yeah,
He's
okay.
an
Yeah,
idiot.
no,
he said-
the meme and shit. Is that Roof Legion
Man.
right there? on the
If my
corner?
brother was here,
Looks like it, yeah.
if my brother was
Y'all
here,
would be fighting.
What are you looking at?
yeah.
What?
If my brother was here, I'd have kicked his ass out by now.
It's
Yeah.
The edge of the top one at the end.
Yeah,
it-
no,
it-
there's
It's
a
a
little
dip.
It's
It's
a
a
little
dip right there.
Yeah, he getting ready to get a change.
You high. Look at you.
Huh?
How you go from talking about women wrestling
Talking about the
to-
neighbor's
it is.
gutters.
It is.
No, he was like, look, squirrel.
Right.
You know what? I'm multifaceted, motherfucker. I just, you know, my mind is
He's got a lot of interests.
My mind is like that, bro. You know, I'm
You
thinking
was
about
significant, motherfucker.
See, Larry, I can barely get you. It's too hard to get all the way over there. I gotta move my leg out. Like, no, you're
Let me
good.
move over there.
Liquor Store Willie's got nothing to say tonight.
Look at Sir Willie. What you think about that tequila?
That's good.
Let's go around the horn on this tequila.
Yeah, really tasty.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't hit the notes though, but it's really tasty.
tastes great.
That's pretty good, though.
It's good. I'm still
Jonathan.
more of an añejo
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
You gonna correct me with this?
Hell yeah, I'm on
The C note, that C
And
note, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, you drinking your
And a
life.
drink.
How many of those you done drank in
That's
your
what
life?
I'm saying. Goddamn it.
I didn't try it. Pass on to the next guy.
I'm not on it yet.
Hey,
So,
I'll
That's my
tell.
second glass, so I'm
No, it's pretty good. It's
ID, what do you
it's
think?
solid.
ID?
It's decent. And I'm not a tequila drinker, so it's decent.
What the fuck?
Squirrel. Told you.
Oh, look at this dude.
Drive by this motherfucker. What the fuck?
Where did that girl come from? Like,
Man,
Motherfucker jumped out
he
the
back
gutter.
in Philly too. Like shit.
he was upset. He was like, oh
Can't
shit.
breathe.
I was gonna go try to pick some cigars out of this fire pit.
I just spit fucking tequila out.
A spit take.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
well.
let me try this real quick.
Yeah, why don't
before
you
we
try
close
it?
it out.
Well, you haven't even tried
End the
it?
show and continue to talk shit for another 3 hours or something.
It's going to be a 4-hour show.
It's 4
Fuck
hours.
that.
Yeah, no, I pass on that.
I got shit to do.
What you gotta do, man?
I got kids to put to bed at some point.
Yeah, me too.
It's tough with twins, right? You can't just be like, honey, can you handle it tonight?
You got twins?
How old are they?
Twins will be one next week.
Oh, that's hard. You definitely can't just leave the wife.
you
to
in
her
there,
own
boy.
devices
Shit.
with that.
4-year-old's a problem.
Stacy can't
4-year-old,
even remember
yeah.
one. Can you, Stacy? It's been a long time for one.
Right.
My son's
Stacy
down
got to
there,
have
right?
another one. Shit, the way he going.
Two
Goddamn.
girls.
Yeah.
So
I do a fucking Peter Pan off the Sears Tower, goddammit, if a motherfucker told me they was pregnant. What? You
Can't
what?
do that all over again.
Peter Pan off the
Down-
Sears Tower.
Just dive right off that motherfucker, man. Shit.
You just be like, well, shit, how much is it going to cost to handle that situation?
right.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck that. You might as well go get fixed.
Just say it a little bit loud on the camera. Niggas need to get fixed.
Trying to get fixed.
Right.
All right, who else has not spoken about
We got a few guys around here.
So
fix shit.
this
I got fixed.
I'm fixed.
Right,
That
Prescott
motherfucker
and
cut me
Kid
twice.
too.
You got fixed?
Dude, as
I'll
soon
be
as
fixed by the-
as soon as we got pregnant with number 3, I was like,
Did you
I'm
do naughty
getting.
bases? Because there's like the naughty bases one they have now.
Just pull out, man. Shit.
Invasive.
That's not fun, dude.
Invasive is-
And now I don't have to pull out, right? The hard part is trying to convince them that it's like. So I like bought a thing and I took pictures of like the results. So like it cost me $50 to get it.
We're going to start a Thursday night show that's just about
That
men's
spray and
health.
pray
Right.
don't gentry. That spray and pray don't always work, man.
Spray and pray.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you leave a quarter of an ounce,
so you
of
got a
that,
2
that's
for
all
1,
right.
huh?
I got but you shoot the rest on a titty.
Congratulations.
You're right, man, because I got a friend. I actually have a friend.
Is this PG or what?
definitely PG.
It was PG till you showed up, and then.
And went in.
Now,
That's a
some
real
crazy
story.
Shit.
That's a real story.
That's some crazy
He's got an
shit.
18-year-old kid now. He never had actual sex with a woman.
Who it
It
is?
is
A
life.
buddy of mine
You
that I
still
know.
on camera?
Well, yeah, let's keep
I'm not
it
gonna
rated
name. I'm
R.
not gonna name his name.
Them,
Let's keep it rated R.
His name,
But
Dude.
let's just say there was some
There's some, like,
that did its thing.
Bombs dropping tonight.
That's a true story.
That's how Allen Iverson was conceived.
Apparently.
Turkey based or shit?
Yeah.
Right. What the fuck did she score?
Allen Iverson, yeah, that's how Allen Iverson
I'm trying to picture that shit. Well,
I'm lost.
Buckshot, you gotta CD. You gotta show them the.
Anyway, welcome back to the Fireside Chronicles. Here in my yard.
Open that fucking up and just
you know what I'm saying? Hold up, man.
All right.
How the fuck that work?
Did you give your review of this tequila yet?
No, because
Yeah.
I'm like
Go.
I'm astonished by
What
the
just
story.
happened? Yeah.
Like I'm
We'll talk
absolutely
about that
astonished
off
by it.
camera later.
So
Go ahead.
Doesn't matter what
Personally-
you think.
What kind of
Personally-
notes? What kind of notes are you experiencing?
personally, I think this is an okay repo if you are new to drinking tequila, or if you are looking for a very nice budget tequila.
Budget.
I'll say
Most low
it was
budget.
$30.
It's a nice way to say it.
$35.
I thought it was 40.
Oh.
No, it's not
35,
45. It's like
man.
32 to
No,
$35.
man.
So a $45 tequila
taste
is not
bad
a
for
budget
35.
tequila, but a $35
Right. It tastes a lot better now.
I think they're both in the same category.
So what?
45 and 35 are both budget tequila.
No, there's a difference in levels of tequila in that.
I got a $21 bottle out through
Damn right.
But
And
I'll
next
say
time
this.
you make that run, I'll let you
I'll say
pour.
this. Look,
Give me 2 this time.
Teremana is always one of the bottles that I'll buy to bring myself for everyone to drink, because it's not a bad tequila. You know, you're gonna have decent notes. You can drink it on the rocks and it'll be great. You can drink it clean. It'll have a little bit more bite to it, but it'll still be good.
But you know what's coming
Yeah.
through to me? I really get the taste of a nigga that walked off the court last night.
Salty? Is it a little salty?
Salty.
Hey man,
He's a LeBron guy.
Credit for the salty.
Nah, he stayed quiet.
Look, man. Look. When you defend the man that's all 3 times in the fucking first round,
Here we go.
I don't want to hear that shit.
All right.
So,
back
the
to
Rock
back.
Tequila. The Rock Tequila is a decent tequila. It's a respectable tequila by me. I buy it for group parties.
Teremana.
Put it on the table.
Teremana.
Teremana. You can mix it in margaritas. You can have it straight on the rocks, and you're good. You don't feel bad about mixing with a margarita because you only pay $32 to $35 or whatever for it. So that's my opinion.
I'm still in the añejo. Number one.
Still focused on the añejo. All right. Does anyone else have any last
like the word
words
hope.
about the tequila?
About this tequila?
About this tequila?
Anyone have any last words?
About the tequila?
About the tequila.
Tequila's a hit.
That's it. ID, what'd you think of the whiskey that
Oh,
you poured?
I'm kicking the.
Much better.
I mean, well, that's not hard. I mean,
Shout
this
out
shit
to
is
Kenwood
absolutely
Liquors,
amazing.
and shout out to TJ over there for letting me buy 2 bottles of this today, so I could drink one and save one. This bottle was picked on my birthday, and it's a pretty meaningful bottle.
Around how much does that go for?
It's about $89, and he never lets people buy 2 bottles. And I said, "Come on, it's picked on my birthday. I never ask. You gotta let me get 2. I gotta keep one in the bunker, and I gotta keep one on the bar."
Yeah.
So this guy, Kenwood Liquors in Oak Lawn, Illinois, the man knows how to pick barrels. The shit is always fantastic. So good to him.
He also has a pretty damn good tequila selection.
He has a great selection over there. So if you're in the area, go over and visit him and talk to him about tequila and talk to him about bourbon. And yeah, so
Tell him we sent you.
tell him we sent you. So we're gonna wrap it up. Little programming note for all of you: we're off the air next week. We're gonna miss a week. I don't know. These guys might go live without me, but
Oh, we're not gonna go live. We're gonna get drunk and
yeah, I'm gonna
bullshit
be in the
without you,
Dominican
but we're not
Republic a
gonna go
week
live.
from today, so I'm not gonna be broadcasting.
So, no Speedo pictures, though, please, man.
Dude, I got
Trust
an
me,
idea.
there's
You
no one
record
on
it,
earth
but
that
then
wants
you
to see
you
that.
release it later as the Lost Weeks,
I could,
right?
I mean,
It's like-
Yeah.
you have great ideas.
I know it'll be like a
Marketing,
bootleg
She's
thing.
the
hashtag-
cameraman.
I'm also executive producer. No,
If only we could roll credits.
Right.
So,
Go to the
Be the
camera.
executive producer around this moment.
except I don't pay for the bottles, so so I really don't do anything.
so anyways, thanks everybody. We will be back in 2 weeks, live, probably in his yard, with the same group of knuckleheads, and the same fucking argument about Jordan and LeBron. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next
That's
time.
clinically insane. We keep arguing about the same
Peace,
bullshit.
love, and. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
now.
serious, man. That's just like fucking time. That's